Righty, we are live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to DuePoint. Welcome to our guests who are streaming online, wherever you may be in the country. Let us know where you are. Hopefully you have guests with you this evening. So tonight is a special night in the month because tonight is something we call Tell All Tuesday. So it is typically our intro presentation, which we do 3 or 4 times a week live, 5 times a week live. But once a month we get to invite actual wealth engineers, so actual members of DuePoint up onto stage, and they get to share their story with us. And so hopefully this evening you get to relate to some of these stories. I especially enjoy evenings like this because it breaks up the routine of just doing a normal intro presentation. And testimony is so powerful because often what I say in the intro presentation is the proof is in the pudding, right? It only counts for so much for someone to stand up in front of you and make all these claims, but until actually someone stands up in front of you who's gone through the fire, who's experienced this business. And so we have some wonderful guests in store for you this evening. And so Tell All Tuesday is tonight. The presentation I'm hoping is going to be under an hour. But you know, you get these wealth engineers onto stage and they start talking and they start to like the sound of their voices and they talk some more. So if we do under an hour, we will be doing well. If you have any questions, reserve them until after the presentation. I'm sure someone has introduced you to our business, and so go speak to that person once we're done here. A number of us are here, so some of the staff are here. You're very welcome to come chat to us too. And if you have any of those questions, reserve them until we are done. If you're on the live chat, you are free to ask questions throughout the presentation. That's the blessing of being online. All right, so without further ado, let's begin. So as I said, we're here at DuePoint. This is our head office, but we are a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa, and we've been around for nearly 70 years. So Constantia is a brand that perhaps you're not familiar with because Constantia has never dealt with consumers in the past before. We've only ever dealt with traditionally other businesses in the financial, in the insurance space. But for the first time through this division, DuePoint, do we now allow ourselves to bring in members of the public, to bring in community, to invite you to partner with us in this business. And so DuePoint as a division is fairly new. We were formed 3.5 years ago. So in February 2016, we opened our doors when a number of factors which came together before we opened our doors. So it took us about 6 months to a year to design the business and all the systems. But the factors that came together for the founders of this business are relevant to you because, as I said, this presentation is about partnership. It is an invitation to come join us in this business, to partner with us in this business. And so it's fairly important for you to understand the context of this business, because if you're going to partner into it, you should surely understand what the aspirations, what the vision, what the mission of this business is. And so we designed this division to particularly create social impact, positive social impact in our country. Right? Especially after such a wonderful weekend when we felt that impact, right? It was so tangible to us. And it really aligns with what DuePoint is trying to do, because DuePoint is trying to be the solution in our country, right? And so what we did was we designed a business model that allowed members of the public community to come into this business and get involved and partner with us in this business. And so our business is very much focused around social entrepreneurship. It is about community. It allows you to create a stake for yourself in this business with all the backing up, all the support of a proper, successful business behind you. And our mandate together becomes, so you might be thinking, well, what do we have to do in this business? That's obviously a very important question. Your mandate becomes to just help us grow a greater, more successful business. That is all you have to do. And by doing that, or to do that, you need to go out and connect other people the same way you are connected to this business. I hope the person didn't try to sell anything to you. They didn't try to convince you. They didn't try to twist your arm. They just said, come and look. Just come and look at this business. And that's all you're going to be asked to do in this business. And so if we are successful together, well, then we can have social impact in every corner in this country, right? Positive social impact. That form of social impact is actually financial impact, right? Social is maybe too much of a fluffy word. Financial impact, because I know you are here for only one reason, and to be blunt about it, that reason is money. right? It's the financial impact that we want to serve to community, because that's where we feel the most pain currently. And that's the solution that we want to provide to all South Africans. And so if you're able to come partner with us and help us grow what we call channels of distribution, you get to grow your own channel of distribution, your own stake here at DuePoint, well, then you get to share in the benefit of this wealth creation system that we've designed. Let's go through those benefits. So number one, you get to create additional income for yourself. That goes without saying. But the nature of the income is very important to discern, because we're a business that is able to create what we call recurring income. I know many other businesses bandy the term around passive income, annuity income. Come join our business, we create passive income. There are very few actual businesses in South Africa that create true annuity income. Insurance companies are one of those businesses. Right? And I know this all too well because I come from a background of advertising. I was a creative director for many years. I ran my own digital agency for about 15 years. We created no annuity income. Right? My father even warned me about it. He said, get involved in business that pays you while you're sleeping. And I didn't know what he meant. He was talking about getting involved in business that doesn't require every second of your time to generate income. Because if you are constrained by time to create income, well, then you are exposed to a lot of risk. And we understand this all too well in this economy. Because if you get a retrenchment letter, a retirement letter, if you can't find a job, if you're sick and you can't go to work, it threatens your ability to be active. In other words, it threatens your livelihood because you cannot produce any income unless you are doing work. Here at DuePoint, we free you of that constraint because you get to enjoy almost this royalty that we pay you every single month for the stake that you've built at DuePoint, not for your activity. Right? I'm going to hit this home further in the presentation so that you get it, because we don't get it because we're all employees and we get money paid on the activity that we do, or the work we do, the hours we put in every single month, right? And so this is something you really have to appreciate. The power duplication, we allow you to go out and build a team around you that can help you build your channel of distribution much faster than you can on your own, which means your income can increase much faster than what you're used to. Right? You can tap into exponential growth in your channel as well as your income here at DuePoint. Our business is very flexible in the fact that we spent a lot of money on technology and we leverage technology as much as possible. That's very much the background I come from. Because it makes business so much easier and simpler and more convenient. We have wealth engineers that don't even see people, and they're able to build channels of distribution. So how can you connect a business without seeing people? Technology. We're connecting to people. People are sitting in their living rooms, in their offices. Someone might even be in the bathroom watching this presentation, right? And that is because of the technology afforded to us, right? And you get to leverage that technology. I promise you it'll make business so much easier for you. And then our business is not only about wealth creation, but so much of wealth protection. It's such a big part of wealth creation, right? The two go hand in hand. You never want to be exposed when you create wealth, because wealth takes a lifetime to create, right? So at the same time, you've always got to be aware of how do you protect the wealth that you build, and you'll see that in our products, which I'll introduce you to later, but also in our legal access service, which is free to all active wealth engineers. So at the moment you become a wealth engineer, you get this free service that gives you access to a lawyer 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. All right, so that's a free service we all enjoy. And then our business has been purposely built to be low risk. Remember, our aspiration, our vision, our mission is to create social impact in the country. We cannot attach a price or fear or risk to this opportunity. Because the people that fail in this business, or even just through apathy, the people that just join and don't do anything, we wouldn't want them to be adversely affected, negatively affected in the business, right? That would do the opposite. That would have the opposite effect. So there's no registration fees, there's no starter kits, there's no boxes of product that you have to invest in this business. We've designed the business to have very little risk so that you're at liberty to try doing DuePoint without any fear in your heart, which is important, right? Because at the same time, you should be comfortable introducing other people to the business, knowing that there's nothing for them to lose if they don't succeed in the business, right? And then at the same time, no qualifications or experience requirements. For me, always the most important benefit is the ability or the knowledge that you're building an asset that you have legal tender over. It means your channel of distribution, you own it. You can sell your channel of distribution, right? If it's creating revenue every single month, income every single month, it has a lot of value. You can sell it. It will never retrench you. We can't say that for sure in our day jobs. It'll never retire you. The percentage of people that can afford retirement today is frightening, right? Most of us are blissfully unaware of our prospects with regards to retirement. Go speak to any financial advisor. They are faced with scenarios where they can't do anything. They've got people coming to them in their late 30s, their 40s, saying, will you look at my estate planning, my retirement planning? And they look at it and go, there's nothing I can do for you. You're beyond saving. Right? And so this is the social impact a business like DuePoint wants to have. But in the knowledge that you are sacrificing time into building something that you have ownership over, which is very much the antithesis of employment. Because employment, you are working for somebody else, building up someone else's asset. But you don't get to share in the upside of that business that you work in. If you work extra hard in November, is your boss going to say, I saw you've been working extra hard overtime, I'm going to give you extra this month? Oh, you know what? The business done really well this quarter. I'm going to give everyone a raise this quarter. You don't get that. The shareholders get that. That's called a dividend. We never get to share in the upside of business. That's why it's so important to build something that you have ownership over. So why? My question is always why. Why do we spend 8 hours a day for 45 years of our life working for somebody else when our prospects are so dismal? Start sacrificing time today to build something that you have ownership over. And then ultimately when you die, this asset doesn't disappear, because assets don't disappear when you die. When you die, you get to pass wealth on to the next generation, to your children. Real value, real money that gets deposited into their accounts every single month. Right? There is a lot of value in this business because you have ownership over the asset that you help us build. And then finally, there's absolutely no selling. Like I said at the beginning, I hope no one was sold to today. There is no selling in our business. We're not going to ask you to sell anything, right? That's wonderful. I bet you that was the first question you wanted to ask. When someone said, I think I've got something for you. You said, what are we selling? What's that business? What's their products? Insurance! Oh, no. You're not mandated to sell anything in this business, right? That's great. Now you're probably thinking, well, what are we doing then? What do I have to do? You have to connect people to the opportunity. Our business is split into products, opportunity. Your mandate is opportunity. Connect people to this presentation. Not even to the business, just to the presentation. You tell them, sit down for 35 minutes and look what they have, and you decide whether this is something you'd like to take advantage of. And so that makes business very convenient. At the same time, yes, we are an insurance company. We've got investment, lifestyle, insurance products that are all intangible. And so there are no boxes in our foyer. No one's going home with anything in their boot. Who's been involved in businesses with things in their boot, things in the garage? Looking around that box, where's the expiry date on this thing? When do I have to sell this thing by? We've all been there, right? And so this business is very convenient because we have intangible products. We've got systems, IT systems, things in the cloud, so to speak. We take care of all the stock and distribution for you. You never have to bat an eyelid over product ever again. But your success is dependent on your ability to build this thing called a channel of distribution. This is your stake in DuePoint, and it begins with you. You've got to make that decision to become a wealth engineer, product owner, and to go out and tell people about the business. Right? If you tell people about the business, I guarantee you some of them will join. Guaranteed. Right? And this little example, we've got 5 people that have joined the business because of your efforts. Those 5 people are going to go out and start telling other people about the business. And this is the power of duplication that we allow you. We allow you to benefit off of the efforts of the team that you bring into this business. Right? And so your channel can grow exponentially quickly. Your income can grow exponentially quickly. And this is what a channel of distribution looks like. Every dot represents a product owner. This is the asset you own. It doesn't retrench you. It doesn't retire you. It pays you every single month, whether you're working or not. Whether you're working or not. People are always surprised by that, right? I'm going to show you wealth engineers who decided not to work for a little bit. And they still got paid. So that's what a channel of distribution looks like. How do we pay our wealth engineers? So getting in the mechanics of what we call our return. DuePoint return is what we pay our wealth engineers every single month. It is based on this fee of £27.50 for every product you have in your channel that you've built. Right? So in your qualified channel on point one is everyone you've introduced personally to the business. Right? You get paid 55 Rand for every product every single month. If you had 10 people on your first point, you'd be earning 550 Rand a month. Right? Those people go out and connect people onto what we call your second point. On your second point, you can see on the table, again you earn 55 Rand. And so on and so forth. Those people go out and connect people onto your third point. The third point introduces people onto the fourth point. And this is the growth that you enjoy in your channel. Your effort has only been the 5 people on the first point. That is what we call leverage. Right? Leverage is a wonderful thing. And so you can see all the way down to the 8th point. You see that multiplier drops the further the product gets away from you. But the beautiful thing is that at point 8, we don't stop you. There's no limit to the size of your channel at DuePoint. There's no limit to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. In theory, we will pay you into infinity. Right? And that's a good thing to know, because you will hear me often say to you that ideally I would like you to make a long-term commitment to this business. Not so much to this business, to yourself, to wealth creation. You're not doing it for me, you're doing this for yourself, right? And so if you can look at this business and go, well, is it worthwhile to make a long-term commitment? Well, know that DuePoint doesn't place any limit on how big that channel can get. You thinking about the end of the month, I know, as we all are. But I want you to think, what can you do in 40 years in this business? Your boss knows what he can get out of you in 40 years. What can you get out of yourself in 40 years? If you invested 40 years into yourself, what can you show for it in 40 years' time? Knowing that DuePoint doesn't place any limitation on the amount of people that you bring into your channel, and we don't place any limitation to how much money you can earn in this business. But people still understand, well, how much money can I make in the short term? How much activity is required? What are you actually asking me? 55 Rand? When am I going to be rich in this business? That's obviously a different answer for each one of us. But this will give you a good idea. So we have a 5-year projection, right? A 5-year plan, so to speak, of someone who's joined the business and they've been able to connect 2 people into their first point. So this is personal activity. They've built their first point by 2 people a month. Every month they connect 2 new people into their first point, right? And so with some duplication, and you'll have people that don't grow, people that don't pay. We understand that as a business. That's just a business aspect. After 6 months, you'll be earning about 2,500 Rand a month, right? The beauty of recurring income is that it once again offers you leverage. My hope, this is often a hope for myself, is that I focus on getting rid of my debt as quickly as possible. Right? I look at my life. If I reflect back on the last 25 years that I've been working, and I think, oh, you started over there, right? I started as a little DTP assistant in a print shop somewhere in Midrand, earning, 1,000 Rand. And then as my experience and my skills increased, so my salary increased. And as my salary increased, my lifestyle increased. And my debt along with it, right? Because now I'm a main man, I'm earning big money. I need a nice car, I need a nice house to impress my friends, right? And that's the mistake we make. Often when we focus on wealth, we only focus about earning extra cash and looking like we earn the extra cash. It's a very difficult decision to look at the money that you're making and recurring income being deposited into your account every month and then start to focus on spending less so that you can get rid of your debt. I promise you. I often fantasize about thinking the day that I'll have no debt. Imagine being debt-free, completely debt-free. No debit orders coming off your account. Wouldn't that be a good day? Whew, that'd be a good day. It's a rare, rare thing that, isn't it? But I'm hoping if you have recurring income that you will focus on maybe getting rid of your debt a little bit faster. At month 12, you'll be earning nearly 9,000 Rand a month. After 24 months in the business, you could be close to about 30,000 Rand. After 36 months, nearly 50,000 Rand. Remember, you're doing introducing 2 new people every single month into the business, which is actually moderate. It's very moderate activity. After 48 months, you're going to be close to 70,000 Rand. Then after 5 years, you're going to be close to 85,000 Rand, which is about 1 million Rand in recurring annual income. I get a couple of raised eyebrows. That sounds far-fetched. Who can imagine earning 1 million Rand in their side job? That would be good day two, right? Debt-free, 100,000 Rand being put into my account every single month. Can go tell the boss what I really think about her or him. Walk into that office with confidence. Say, you know what I think about you. This business is about options. We don't have options because we can't afford options, right? 10 million other people looking for your job out there in our current economy. Million kids coming out of matric every year. Hundreds of thousands graduating from varsity every year. We've got to do something different, all right? And so with that, we have two wonderful wealth engineers coming up onto stage now. They've been in our business from day one. Peter and Rena, they're from the eastern side of Johannesburg, like me. And they're going to share their story with you. So I'm going to hand over to them. We're going to have a quick look at their numbers. Peter, Rena, come join me up on stage. There you go, sir. I will get out of your way.
Good evening, everyone.
Take a step forward for me. So if you look at Peter's numbers, Peter, before you start, let's look at your numbers quickly. Channel value of nearly 8,000 Rand a month, right? So you could say, well, Peter, you're a bit behind the ball here. What's going on? I've been in the business 3.5 years. So from the day we started, their first point is they've got 33 people on their first point that they've introduced to the business. Those 33 have helped them build a channel of nearly 340 people in their business, right? That's called leverage. They didn't find the 340 on their own. They went and built a team around them that helped them build this channel that spans over 11 points, right? And so they are going to share their story with us. Peter, go for it.
I'm glad to stand here. I want to kick off and say thank you to Marsha and Rudolph, because February 2016,
Yep.
I was sitting here, somewhere around here, and I heard this message, and I walked out here. And Marsha and Rudolph were talking to us until 2017. Yeah. Because I was so fed up with it that I didn't want to go on. So, 2017 I started, went well, and then I stopped. Dead. But you know what the beauty is? When I stopped, the payment every month came in. And January, because my wife was arrogant enough to say, I'm not interested, don't involve me in any way. So I did it myself, and I started building everything there at my house and selling property, and I don't know whatever. But it still couldn't pay me every month. And in January, she can tell her story, she came with me here, and things changed. We realized what we are missing. And I will go on after she tells her story.
Yes, I was definitely not interested in this business. I selling properties, and sometimes people are thinking, you know, you're selling properties, okay, maybe you've got a challenge, that's why you come to a business like this. And there's a few estate agents here, that's not the case. We're doing good. But I was actually coming from a job, so also good. And then I came into network marketing, and network marketing actually brought me into real estate, because I thought, you know, the more I'm going to put in, the more I'm going to make. Guys, all of us got challenges. My challenge was I got sick. I had cancer. I couldn't work. And, so you have to, what we're trying to teach people is you have to do something with your salary, with your commission. Please do something. Don't get in a situation, I see it so much out there, people can't afford to buy a house, or people got a challenge or whatsoever. So I'm actually also glad I told Marsha tonight, I wonder if you remember why I joined, or I actually come and support Peter. A friend of ours we actually, like I said in the previous network, we did great, we worked hard, and we thought, but the top 5 that year's that qualified for the overseas trips never had money actually for their trips. And I thought, what? Is this what we're doing? And so, yeah, we were a bit sad to do network marketing again, I should be honest. And a friend of mine as well, she was also tired. And because I suppose I was not interested, and Marsha invited my friend. I'm sure my friend is watching tonight. She said, yes, he's coming. She's coming and look. And I thought, what? She's coming. I'm not going to lose out. So obviously I'm coming as well. So what impressed me, and what I also said today to Marsha, you know, but sometimes same information, I didn't listen previously. So you can say something wrong to a person and it's not going to make a difference, but also you can say something right is not going to make a difference. Because if you find an answer why you don't want to do something, I promise you you're going to get that answer. But anyway, so when I was here in January, the 365, I thought, wow, someone is going to do it. That was impressive. The compensation plan was really fair. I thought, wow, that's impressive. The people that's actually qualifying for the ranks, I know that they can afford it. You know, they can go for that trips. They will have money. They can. It's not like us in real estate that I can't lose. Now I'm going to Australia. I can't stop actually because you're worried. You know, and the big thing is that these people that's going on the trips, they don't have to qualify every year again. They just keep it, and that was very impressive to me as well. So the technology of this business, really, this absolutely impressed me. That's why I thought, no, I have to do it. And yes, I'm with Peter full in this.
Well, she said, I'm not a speaker. I can't speak. And gone is my minutes. But the thing that I'm most glad for and mostly appreciate is the fact that Marsha and Rudolph didn't give up on us. The thing that I regret the most is that I didn't keep on working, but I stopped for 2 years working the plan. And from this year, from January, I had an increase from 1,300 to what you see there. But what she said is most important, that with previous networks, if you come into a network, doesn't matter what you're selling or what you're doing, you have to know everything about it. In DuePoint as well, but everything is on video. You can watch the videos. And you don't have to go and practice a presentation to get someone involved. You sit down with him and you watch the video. If the video doesn't don't try to convince them. They will come back later when they see you're actually doing well. But for everyone that's sitting here, there's nothing like DuePoint. I know because I was involved in other stuff as well. Nothing came close to this. If you think for all that 2 years, the one thing that I was sure of, that on the 18th of every month, my money was in the bank. And it's proven. I got the slips to show it, the SMSs.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Donkey. Who knew the secret to success was your wife? Let that be a lesson to all of us. On top of, so yes, on the 17th, 18th, all our wealth engineers get paid every single month. But on top of that, on top of our returns program, we have a rewards program. And Rena touched on that, the ability to go away every single year. We'll look at that shortly. But the XP Rewards program works like this. Basically, when you start building your channel, it'll get to certain milestones, to certain sizes. We call those ranks. And the bigger your channel gets, the bigger the rank that you achieve. And at every single rank, there is a reward waiting for you over and above the money we pay you every single month. So most of them are cash checks, but there are a few that are tangible. Like at rank 5, we give you a business toolkit that is really made up just of DuePoint merchandise. As I said, I come from a background in advertising. I very much appreciate the necessity of creating a good first impression when you do business, right? And so all of us should appreciate that too. You are welcome to buy merchandise from day one. You don't have to wait till you get to rank 5 to get it mahala. We take that a great step further. At rank 7, we get you very special business cards manufactured. They cost us about 17,000 Rand to manufacture. They are an absolute fortune for business cards. But they play a very important role, because you will know if you've been involved in your own business, or even if you're involved in a sales or marketing role in your businesses, that your main aspiration, the main goal of marketing or advertising or representing a business is to be able to set yourself apart from the competition, from other businesses. And so how do you do that when you approach a stranger and you say to them, listen, we were chatting a little bit and I see, I might have a solution for you. How is your business better than the other business that they've spoken to a week before, or they're going to see a week later? And so when you have something like 17,000 Rand business cards, that helps you to set yourself apart from other businesses. We work so hard on creating an aspirational brand here at DuePoint for your benefit, so that when you go out and you show DuePoint off, you can be proud about what we represent. Because as a first impression, I think DuePoint creates an awesome first impression, right? And you get to use that in business. I promise you it'll make you more successful than any of the other competitors. And then at rank 9, when you hit 1,000 products in your qualified channel, you're earning close to 20,000 Rand a month. At this stage, you get an invitation from DuePoint around about this time of the year, right? So the invitations went out 2 weeks ago, where we invite you and your family to our Rank 9 International Conference. It's 7 days away. It's an all-expenses-paid trip to a 5-star luxury resort. It's business class flights always, and you get to experience what it feels like to live like a very rich person for about a week. Right? And there's purpose in that. The purpose is not just to take you on holiday, to say congratulations for all the work. It is to open up your eyes to the opportunity that exists before you. Because DuePoint is trying to make you wealthy 365 days a year, not just for 7 days a year. And that's the road we want all our wealth engineers on and to understand. So take a look. I've got a well-documented video for you to take a look at. This is our last 2 trips. They've both been to Mauritius, and it's available for every single one of you. How does that look? Did I say it's available for everybody? To every single one of you. The record is 5 months to rank 9. That gentleman there opened up his laptop in Spur one morning after a link got sent to him. 5 months later, he had 1,000 people in his business and was flying business class with DuePoint. You can break that record. You can take 10 years to get to rank 9. The beauty with this business is we don't expel you from the business. You don't have to say, listen, I'm leaving the business. You can be like Peter and Rena. If you decide to take a 2-year break for whatever reason, you can take a 2-year break. Right? There's no fault in that. 2 ranks later, we spent R250,000 buying you a brand new car. Who would like a brand new car? Who would like a brand new car with no debit order at the end of the month? That's better than a brand new car. One with no finance required, because we pay for the car cash and we place it in your name, and you get to take that car home, park it in the garage and sleep that night knowing there's no debt, there's no money outstanding on that car, no debit order at the end of the month. So that is a sneak peek into our rewards program. We've shown you up to rank 11. Our rewards program has been designed up to rank 28 so far. We've mapped out what we think is typically going to be a 25-year journey with DuePoint with regards to the rewards program. Can you see that we're thinking long-term in this business? Right? We need you to think long-term as well, because what you can do in a day might not seem like significant, but if you can turn that one day into 40 years, I promise you, you can make a significant difference, not only to your life, but for generations to come. Your photo could be on the mantelpiece when they talk about granny or granddad that made us rich. Right? That's called legacy. And with that, we have Mr. Philip Fourie. So he was up recently because he has really been a steam train in our business. He joined in February of this year, and he's got a wonderful story to share, which we'll listen to shortly. He is, as you see, down in Port Elizabeth. He's just actually moved this last week from Knysna to Port Elizabeth. And the beauty of that is that he never had to submit a leave form. He can do what he wants. He can manage his own time, right? DuePoint is still going to pay him nonetheless. His channel doesn't disappear because he's inactive. And so let's look at his numbers so far. In the space of 9 months, his channel value is sitting at 20,000 Rand. That's the beginning of this month. So the way he's building, that'll probably increase a couple of thousand before the end of November. He's got 101 active people on his first point. He's brought in a lot more than that, but there's 101 left active. Those 101 have introduced another 500 people into his business. That is amazing. That's halfway to rank 9. Other people got him halfway to rank 9. Think about that, right? And so he's really been putting in a lot of effort, and the effort has paid off. So let's take a listen. And I interviewed him last week over the phone, so I apologize for the quality, but take a listen and let's hear what Philip has to say.
I could go back to about 2016. In a space of almost 9 months, there were four dramatic things that happened to me. Kind of like what other people would, I suppose, consider. Just one of them would be life-changing events. My marriage kind of like disintegrated and started falling apart, and despite all best intentions, I could see it was heading for divorce, which then happened. And then at that stage, I was very involved with. I had a lot of money on, kind of like almost my life savings. At that stage, I had on the forex market, and I'd been very, very successful, and I had a substantial amount, like we're talking millions, and the company that the brokerage that I was using was based in Australia. They promptly closed their doors and folded. So I lost quite I lost everything. And then then I was, at the same time, I was told at the company that I was working at that the BEE and transformation profile needed to be addressed. So you'll definitely not be getting promoted in the next 5 years, and between the lines, if you can find something, take it. So I lost my job. So I went from an income of take-home income of about 45 grand a month to zero in the space of 3 months. And at the same time, my mom passed away. Then I was standing here outside one night. I'll never forget. It was a beautiful evening, and it was the moon. When the moon shines here, we're right underneath this mountain, and it's very spectacular. And I looked up in the sky and jokingly said, "Okay, universe, are you done with me?" And the next day I had an accident, and then I ended up with bad neck and back injuries. So I was bedridden for 3 months. So yeah, that was my lot. So then after 3 months, I was not in a good place, physically, spiritually, and materially, but it's amazing, Rob, when things like that happen to you and everything just gets stripped away. It was actually a blessing in disguise, because it ended up, our choices were very, very plain and simple and very stark. They were, what do I do now? Do I lie down and feel sorry for myself, or I just got to get up and and turn things around? So yeah, and then I kind of got my health and that sorted out, and then I was looking for something to do, because I tried to find a job in the area, and those doors were all closed. And then DuePoint came along. That was November last year. When I started looking around, I said, okay, the thing that I'm going to try must, fulfill a whole lot of criteria. It must be professional, and it must be, I was always looking for a company as well that did insurance-related products, or intangible products. Because I didn't want to. I was dealing with a company that had a physical product, and that's a month's game. And you're right. There was, I was at that stage that I said, okay, this is kind of like let's call it the first half of if it was a rugby game, the first half of my life is finished. This is now the second half, and I'm behind. We need to catch up, yeah. So the game plan has got to be very clear. There's no time for making mistakes. There's no time for, standing and, gazing at your navel while the game's on. You've got to be focused, and you've got to do this thing. So let me go find a company that has those same aspirations. And, from the moment I watched that first video and I started digging in, I thought, okay, there's a bigger picture here. And coming from the financial services industry myself, I also knew, what to look at. And all those boxes were ticked one by one. So by the time I made the decision, it was inevitable that I was going to do it. I had to find something that was easy for people to duplicate. Because I always say there's no point in having a room of 20 people, of all various cultures, various levels of intelligence, of capability, of skill, and you do this bang-up presentation, and only one of them in the room can do it. It's kind of, you want everybody in that room, and in inverted commas, the person with the least capability to be able to say, I can do this. And that's why I would say to anybody that's going to get going with DuePoint, just take yourself out of the picture. It's very difficult, because you want to sell. You think that this is a selling game. It's got nothing to do with selling whatsoever. All you're doing is you are connecting and you are sorting. But it's very, very satisfying, Rob. When you see that it starts slowly, the income starts slowly, but it's virtually doubled every month. But that's very motivating. I've got an idea of what is possible, but it still comes back to the process of what you do every single day. In Afrikaans, they say, "Het gee my rustigheid in my siel." That I know that I found the thing that I can hang my hat on, and now all of a sudden I'm putting away some money, and the pressure is lifted a bit. But that was my first goal, so I achieved that. But now it's about building wealth. That's what I'm trying to get at. Everybody has a moment in their life where they are, they find themselves looking into the abyss, and they don't know what to do. And DuePoint is a way out, and that is what DuePoint did for me. The fact that I could wake up in the morning and go, okay, I don't, there's something that I can do, and something that is going to benefit. Because when people say to me, when people say to me, yeah, but I'm too busy, I say to them, go down on your knees and thank whoever you believe in that you're too busy, because I promise you the worst thing that can happen is when you're not busy at all. And there is nothing. There is no job. There's no prospects. All you're doing is sitting around, and you don't know what to do. That is more soul destroying and more destructive than anything that I've ever experienced. And it's the activity and getting involved, and it is character building, because you've got to face your fears, and it requires a bit of leadership, and all that kind of stuff pulls you out of that depression, and it pulls you out of the bad space that you might be in. Where I am today is as a result of decisions that I made 3 months ago, or 3 years ago. 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago. So if that's true, where I'm going to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, depends on the decisions that I make today. So are you going to look back a year from now and go, geez, I was at that presentation and I didn't take up this opportunity, and the guy that was sitting next to me did, and here a year later, he's in the same shoes as me, and he's going to be earning about 30 grand a month, and I didn't do anything. You're going to be worse off than where you are now. So it's a simple decision. Make that decision today that 3 years from now, your future is going to be considerably better off and different to where you are where you are at the moment.
A man walking the walk, not just talking the talk. A couple of things that he touched on there, and this was about a 45-minute interview, which you can go listen to tomorrow when we load it up. He's got so much insight into the business because he's spending about 10 hours a day connecting with people. He's connecting about 100 people a day, right? Which he's then got to try get to watch the intro presentation and all of that, and that's how he's built this business. And along with it, he's gained so much valuable experience. So if you go, well, listen to that interview, you'll understand all the principles and the learnings that he's had. But the one thing that he speaks about in the interview a lot is he says the moment he realizes he's trying to convince somebody about the business, he realizes his frustration levels go up, his fail rates go up, and he takes a step back and realizes, DuePoint has given me everything I need. I just need to show people the business, right? And that's a good thing because it allows all of us to be able to do it. It doesn't matter whether you have the gift of the gab, whether you're good with people, whether you can create small talk, whether you're a good salesperson or not. It doesn't matter because that's not your mandate. Your mandate is just to connect the business. And so Philip's message to everybody is that it doesn't matter who you are. You can do this business and be successful in this business. So thank you, Philip. We're very excited. He wants to have 1,800 people on his first point within the next few years. 1,800. So you can imagine what stake he's building for himself in this business. Our business is very much built on the products that we've innovated. So we speak about wealth creation. We speak about wealth protection in this business. Our products encompass those aspects. And it's something that we have to all bear in mind always, is always trying to protect the wealth that we've built. Access Wealth is our first product. It's an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month only. It gives you 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover, and 100 Rand will be contributed into a tax-free investment every single month. The beauty of all our products is we've designed them to be accessible, again, like the business opportunity, to everybody without discrimination. Because you can take out any product at DuePoint. It doesn't matter what your health status is. It doesn't matter what your age is. The price is the same for everybody, right? Which is not something we often find, especially in the insurance market. Because I know in the insurance market, the older I get, the riskier I am. The sicker I am, the riskier I am. And my premium gets priced according to that risk. At DuePoint, we've removed that discrimination. WealthGuard is strictly insurance, so this is only insurance, only 249 Rand a month. You get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. As with all our products, you have to be over the age of 18 to take out the product, and there's no age limit to the product, right? Family Wealth is our funeral cover product. It is going to cost you 299 Rand a month. It is going to give you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. It covers up to 5 family members. You can increase your cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members with this product. And there you can see no excluded pre-existing conditions. So again, doesn't matter what your health status is, the price remains the same for everybody. There is an age limit to entry on this product, which is 70. But once you're covered by Family Wealth, we will cover you whole of life. So you can live to 120, you will still be covered by this product, right? And then we have Legal Guard. So Legal Guard is a fairly new product. It covers you with regards to legal indemnity. It's going to cost you only 249 Rand. It gives you about 250,000 Rand worth of legal indemnity per matter that you might face, along with a host of other services and assistance that you receive from lawyers at your disposal, 24 hours a day, 365 days a week, to the extent where they'll even go to the CCMA with you when after you've told your boss what you really think about him or her. And so wonderful product in Legal Guard, and if you want to add additional family members, it's only going to cost you 25 Rand per family member to add to that product. And then finally, we've got Wealth Points. So Wealth Points is a lifestyle product. It's going to cost you 299 Rand a month. This gives you access to the number of businesses that you see listed there that we've partnered with, and we've negotiated discounts and services with those businesses for our Wealth Points members. So a wonderful example recently was Zacchaeus out in Bombela. He was looking for a new car. He is part of Wealth Points. He's a massive advocate of Wealth Points. He absolutely loves it. He always talks about living the DuePoint life and shows off how he engages with all the partners in our Wealth Points program. And he got to live that out, but in a big way, because he was buying a brand new car. And you can see one of our partners is Eagle Ford. He phoned Eagle Ford, because in Bombela he didn't go there. He phoned Eagle Ford. They found the car that he wanted. They gave him a 40,000 Rand discount, and they drove the car to Bombela to deliver to him at his house. That is a prime example of how Wealth Points works. But in essence, the aim of Wealth Points is to lower your monthly expenditure. When inflation is running away with us, hopefully this product can stem that inflation. Hopefully it allows you to save a little more every single month. And so you can become wealthier sooner with this product. So those are our 5 products. We have got updated, so brand new training on each of those products. Go look at the training, right? It's about 15 to 20 minutes per video. It'll give you a much greater sense of appreciation for what these products represent and the benefits that they have, and why they are so appropriate to South Africans and to DuePoint Wealth engineers. For those of us that need money quickly, I always criticize the people that are wanting to get rich quickly. Get rich quickly, no such thing. Right? But we do appreciate the necessity, right? Because we're stressing about the end of the month. And so we serve that necessity through our Achiever Quest. And this is your opportunity to make money really quickly. You don't have to wait for your channel to grow, but wealth is built in the long term, right? Wealth is built in your returns program. But if you need short-term once-off money, it is here for you in the form of the Achiever Quest, because this is an incentive that runs every single month, and you can earn up to an additional 15,000 Rand on top of your returns and rewards every single month. But you've got to put in the work. You bring in 10 new wealth engineers in a single month who pay successfully, you'll get an extra 5,000 Rand. If you do 20, you get 10,000 Rand. If you do 30 people in a month, you'll get an extra 15,000 Rand. And Philip has certainly taken advantage of us over the Achiever Quest too. So he's boosted that 20,000 Rand that you see for the last couple of months already. And with that, we have a special individual, Donnie van Wyk, who's going to be joining us. He's a very experienced, very hardworking, has been committed to this business, I can say almost from day one. Maybe the first week he was a little pensive, but he came around very quickly. You can see some of his achievements over the last 3 years. So this is a lot of the stuff that he got awarded for at our awards evening earlier in the year. Most persistent 2018 wealth engineer, most qualified, first pointers. So Donnie has helped more people than any other wealth engineer earn money. So not only for himself, he's helped more people earn money in his business than anyone else in our DuePoint business over 2018. So that's a great award to get, I think. And he's earned over R1 million in returns and rewards. Donnie, come join me up on stage. Yeah, I'll give him a hand. There you go, sir. So Donnie is going to be sharing with us just his testimony, his journey. It has been, well, like I said, since day one. And then he's also got a little bit of a tip for us, I think, for some of our wealth engineers that he's going to tie into his story, perhaps at the end. I'm throwing him a couple of curveballs. He's looking at me like, oh. Go for it, Donnie.
Thank you, Rob. I always prefer the studio ones because he can make me look pretty. Yeah. I got my teenagers at home said, please, Dad, don't embarrass us. Same as if I want to eat healthy, I should actually count my words. Guys, what a journey. The thing is, which DuePoint, which a lot of people don't get, and I think Philip actually said it, and you guys said it, the perception is that it's actually money. And the thing is, why you got up this morning and why you sat in traffic is about money. But if I can just stop there, if it was true that money makes you happy, then I think the guys in Hollywood would be the most happiest people you'll find. They would have the best marriages and stuff like this. Now, don't get me wrong. The money in DuePoint is significant. It's sick. It's awesome. I mean, guys, this is the place if you want to mine for money. And what's nice about the money, the only thing you need to do to get the money is you must grow. And I never got that. You see, what Philip actually said, he was talking about my life was falling apart, And if I speak to my brother, I've got a lot of respect for Philip. I think the same happened in my life. My former spouse passed away. I owed people 9 million rand. She was nearly 4 years in ICU. And my life was falling apart, but it wasn't falling apart. It was actually falling into place. Because sometimes to grow, you have to lose something inside yourself. Because the money is important, but without growth, you don't keep it. I mean, people earn money various ways. Earlier this week, I sat with somebody that said to me, if I can earn 100,000 from any other source, I'll close my company today. Why? Because I don't have the company. The company's got me. I don't have a life. I'm sick and tired. I don't have any freedom. You get a guy in a job, he said, Dan, I'm like an actor. So what do you mean? Is I active as I work and my boss acts if he pays me, And you get the guy who does sales for a living and say, I'm unemployed 12 times a year. I need to do something for something more permanent. DuePoint gives you exactly that. In fact, I brought a prop here. I've got it in my pocket. A drill bit. Do you know that 500,000 of them were sold last year? But nobody wanted the drill bit. They wanted to make a hole into something. You see, the thing is, you don't want the drill bit. DuePoint is important, but you must know, why do you want DuePoint? What is there left in your dreams and your life that you need to do? Because unless you get that, you'll never be happy. The money is gorgeous. I mean, I was sequestrated half a decade ago. 3 years ago, I was at Mauritius and I put my feet in the sand. And I had a butler for my room. I was sitting on the bus, everybody looks at it's 5-star. I mean, have you ever been on a beach where there's only you? And you haven't stranded on an island, it's luxury. Because if you push up your hand, they'll bring you whatever you can eat or drink and you don't pay for it. I said to the kids, you guys order, but no alcohol, okay? They're teenagers, they're dangerously smart, They're very opportunist, they still have dreams, But guys, it's amazing. One of the things I remember while driving on the bus from one location to another in Mauritius, I was listening to the children clattering in the back of the bus. And we sit in a restaurant, I was listening to Rulof's grandchild, your child, and Brendan's children, and the two least children, and I was listening to the children talking around the table, and I thought, what a life are we giving our children? What if your dad could have given it to you? Guys, it only cost $249 and a little bit of courage. I had no car, no money, no self-respect. I was down in the dumps. I didn't even have a decent tie. I put on a tie tonight because I don't have any hair. I thought that would help. Some of the guys here didn't recognize me tonight. Guys, the money's awesome, but the DuePoint life that it gives you. I had coffee with 2 of my best friends this morning. And this is how my life is. I go to my friend, we have coffee, we talk about God, we talk about friends, we talk about life. The conversation is light. My mom passed away last year. We had to plow in a lot of hours taking care of her before she passed away. I couldn't do DuePoint like I used to. But you know what? I could give my mom time. A week ago, Friday, the game against England and Wales, I took my motorbike the Friday morning, I decided, and I went to my dad. and I watched the game of him on a Friday morning. Didn't ask for my permission. It was month end. No forms. A little while ago, one of my children got ill. Took it to the doctor, no problem. Now, you'll get this. If you've got more than one child, you'll relate to this. I've got 4. And then you go to your boss and say, I need to go to the doctor, my child is ill. And he tunes you again. You say, no, it's not the first one, it's the second one. and there's 4 of them. You know, children don't get sick at the same time. I'm very sorry for this inconvenience, but this is how life is, you know. Guys, it's the freedom to do things. Because if I can give you a bag full of money tonight, but it means nothing if you can't spend it and if you're not free. Freedom is sitting with friends like you. I had 2 guys this week. One was Gary, hi, Tyler, Tyron Botha, new guys that I sat with. 2 beautiful business people sat down, showed them the plan. We had coffee. It took an hour longer than we expected. Those guys went home, okay? They clocked over 3,000 XPs and they signed their first individuals by themselves. Step 1. The love is to see a guy like Paul. I see one of my best friends every week. You know how I feel about friends. I love family, but I tell you, blood doesn't make you family. Loyalty does. You know, unlike your family, you can choose your friends. Okay? Some family, you just got them. You know, you're stuck with them. I know I'm getting in trouble with this, so I'm going to stop here. Guys, DuePoint is your drill bit. We've got 5 products. There's 5 drill bits. There are 5 flavors. Pick your flavor. Dream your life. You are selected by somebody because you're a nice guy. Just walk amongst the people when this is done. You'll find that the selfish, ignorant people don't belong here. People like us are not everywhere, but we are there. I had no idea what to do when I started DuePoint, but then I fortunately realized you don't have to be capable. You need to be teachable. And fortunately for us, the training is for free. So if you teach yourself, you get into the habit, and you teach yourself how to handle rejection, this will work for you. I mean, as am I here tonight, I built my business. I don't need stock. I don't need a bakkie. All I need is my phone. And all you need to do is touch a screen. Now, when I was young, now you're going to think how old I am, you used to sling a phone. Now you touch the screen. Things have changed. Sling phones. Guys, we build a 6-figure income by WhatsApp. So next time you see a teenager on WhatsApp, okay, guys, teenagers, this is your career. You can make a living from this. It rewards you. You can pick the people you work with. At work, you can't. Often you're stuck with clients you don't really like. Yeah, if you don't like a guy, you don't show him the plan. Happened to me. Before I got into this game, I fired my boss. I did this part-time. He didn't know it's working. When it worked, I took him to lunch and I fired him. Best experience in life. Why? Because I said to him, I wanted to leave and he thought I wanted leave. He's not on my team. Why? He's an idiot. Okay. We're not the same. Whatever he's got, I don't want that. It looks contagious. That's not success. I'll try something else. Guys, what a beautiful opportunity. The money's awesome. It really works. The product has been sold for 300 years. Nothing new. Pick one. In fact, if you pick more, it goes faster. Okay, much faster. I use all of them. Why? I don't want to leave my teammates in doubt which one is good. I know all the guys who earn 6-digit incomes in DuePoint. All of them use all 5 products. All of them have spoken to more than 50 people. All of them attend the training. All of them is only in DuePoint. They don't do 2-3 things. Why? You confuse the people you love. You need to start touching screens. I mean, if I place my hand up against your screen, yeah, but you're watching it. If you're touching my hand, this is a touching business. You only grow when you touch other people's life. It's like I said to a guest here tonight, if you're not making money here tonight, why are we sitting here? Why are you watching this? It's all about you that is watching it here. Because if you are okay, I will be okay. And if you understand that life makes perfectly sense, because it's not about you. The secret is to empty yourself of yourself and get into it. Your past doesn't matter. The fact is, are you teachable? We want that dream in you. The best thing I've seen in people, wherever I travel, Saturday we'll be in Cape Town, the addictive thing, I mean, there's Johan, Paul's, Zacchaeus, so many friends. I like the energy in my friend's face. If I look at a friend of mine's face and I can see him dream. Because guys, what happened in South Africa? We stopped dreaming. There's no dreams. You've got a dreaming opportunity that seriously works. There's so much proof for under 300 Rand a month. If you know about something like that you can do from an app on your phone, I would like to hear of it. Guys, the Mauritius, the trips, the people, the humor. There's always time for rugby jokes, sports jokes. We have fun. We laugh together. We play together. I earn a living by gossiping. Drinking coffee and gossiping. I can do this when I'm 93 years old. And all you have to do is touch my hand. And I touch yours. And we help you. I'm not important. What I am, people think I'm important. I achieved a lot. I didn't. I helped you guys. Help a friend getting his life together, and you would be okay. It's a people helping people business. That's what we are. So in fact, we don't sell products. We sell hope. Okay. There are 5 drill bits. You pick the one you like for whatever you need to do. Guys, what a journey from my side. I hope to spend time with you in future. I want to end up with this and say, no obstacle is big enough to take you out of this business. Only you can take yourself out of this business. And the thing is, the only way, there are times when I couldn't find people in a month. There were times when I invited people and they didn't pitch. I lied to the wife. She's going to hear this now. And she said, what did I think? No, he wants to speak to his wife. But I didn't want to tell her. I drove 100 kilometers and there was nobody. And you might be sitting here tonight and said, why does those things happen to you? Unless you get taught rejection, you can't help other people overcome it. So if something bad happened to you, my friend Paul has got 4 people here tonight. He's got a problem. He's got more people than he's got fingers tonight. But it's a nice problem to have. You'll have good days and you'll have bad days. So if you have more good days than bad days, you have a good life. So you have to take the sweet and the bitter. And the guys, I'm so proud of you guys. I'm so proud of you, Rob and Brendan. They just don't stop. They just present. I wonder how they do it. I did it when I was much younger. I always thought I'm a special kind of stupid, to just keep doing the same thing. And they get these guys doing exactly the same. So there are more people like us. Guys, I'm having fun with you. The money's great. The business is great. It's easy. It's duplicatable. It's affordable. You can pick your evening. You can pick your you can pick your friends. You can pick the people you want to grow old with. I'm getting into 20, 30-year friendships now. I'm paying tribute to a friend of mine, Mike Fourie. I lost 2 dear friends this year. It was not a good year for me. Mike was in DuePoint with me. He passed away. But you know what? I'm seeing his wife. I will know. I see you at Cape Town next week. She has the income. He left her income. Now, my wife is a broker. If she passes away, I get a cabinet full of files. If I pass away, she just continue. She inherits my friends and my income. I think I got the wrong side of this, Guys, the reality is I love the friendship. I like the time. I mean, people said, say what is nice about DuePoint. A couple of while ago, we were with Zacchaeus in Mombela. Me and Rulof and Marsha stayed in Marlof. And I was watching Netflix in my bed, listening to lions roar. And I thought, this is really not a bad business, waking up with Genifol, and sonbesies, is really, it's much easier. They say a bad day in the office is better than a good day. A bad day in the bush is better than a good day in the office, We've got lots of these jokes, I've got this saying, it's better to cry in your Land Rover than on your bicycle. But guys, I'm going to end up with this. Thanks for meeting you. Thanks for journeying with us, guys. Next year, 2020, we're going to have 2020 vision in DuePoint. It's going to be the best. We're going to blow. We grew over 100,000 this year. is going to be a killer. Nobody compares of us. We politely laugh at the other opportunities out there as far as technology, affordability. We even got chocolates tonight and you didn't pay for it. I mean, guys, you get all of this for one product. There's nothing like it. I mean, I had this guy, I want to finish with this. He invited me to this other opportunity, okay? It's 1,600 Rand per head. There's 600 people. You pay 30,000 to get in. I said to him, but this is not going to work. He said, why? I said, you're going to run out of idiots, John. You know, yeah, I've got 2 funeral plans. One gave me this income, this life, and this friends, and I've got another one which I pay. You know, that's the reality of it, you know. Love the products, love the people. What a journey. Guys, drive safely. Thank you for your time. Thank you all. God bless her.
Thank you, Donnie. You can see Donnie likes to kuier. And he's found a business where he can make money and kuier at the same time. Yeah, just awesome value in his words. And you can go listen to his interview this week, which will also be up, also a longer interview. A lot of wisdom there for the wealth engineers in our business. A little bit of background before we end off on our business, because I know as guests, as I would have, I'm sure you would have arrived a little bit skeptical about this business you've been dragged to come see. But leaving this office, I don't want you to be skeptical. You can have a little bit of skepticism leaving the office, but I hope we've addressed a lot of that skepticism that you might have had, because the premise of skepticism is, I'm not sure, I don't know. And so how do you disarm skepticism? It's only through knowledge. And so I hope that, and most especially if you decide to join us in this business, is that you go do some homework about who DuePoint is, who Constantia is. As I said, we're a registered insurance company, so know that we are regulated by the regulator all the time. We've got Brendan and myself, we have personal liability in this business. We're also listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange as a public company under Conduit Capital, so know that we are audited publicly every single year. The FSP number that we operate under is that one over there. We've got a host of financial licenses. You can go to the FSCA website. Go type in Constantia, you'll see the host of licenses come up. We have them on display outside. My point is that you have to get rid of skepticism, right? I want you to be proud of the partnership that you enter into when you join DuePoint. And you are also faced again with the responsibility of connecting other people to this business. And so you cannot have skepticism when you take that accountability upon your shoulders. You must know about this business. You must trust it. You must believe in it. And I want you to do that. So go do some snooping around. We have a 70-year track record that you can go and look up. And so the decision I hope you make going forward from this evening is not one of whether you want to join or not, because I'm not speaking to the people who haven't connected to this opportunity. I'm speaking to the people that are going, yes, I want to take advantage of this opportunity. To those people, I don't want you to treat this like a New Year's resolution. We know about New Year's resolutions, right? We get excited. We have plans. We don't follow through. I need you to follow through on this business, because we are not trying to lose weight or stop smoking or be a better husband or be a better wife. We are actually trying to save our lives in this business, because you don't want to get to the age where you realize you've got to go look for another job after you've retired. Right? And we can have fun. I think Donnie brought the fun in his testimony. You can have fun in this business while you serve the necessity. And so I hope that you can figure out, even now, sitting now, how do I connect someone tonight? How do I connect someone tomorrow and the day after that? How do I do it? Right? Figure that out for yourself. That is the intention that you need. Getting started, very straightforward. Register as a wealth engineer. The person hosting you can help you through that process. It is a 5-minute process. Download the DuePoint app onto your mobile phones, onto your smartphone, because that becomes your primary tool in this business. Go watch our training. Our wealth engineers touched on the importance, again, of educating yourself. Become an expert in this business. It'll serve you well. And then to start earning, you need to connect 3 people successfully. That should become your number one goal. You want to earn, right? You want money in your bank account. You want that SMS from DuePoint on the 17th, 18th saying, your bank account has been credited. Let me say that word again. You don't know that word. It's credited. Credited, not debited. Credited. That's what you want. Because only once you're earning in this business will you be a believer in DuePoint. When money has been put into your account, that is the first time you become a true believer, and that's when you become a builder in the business. You go, wow, I'm actually going to earn money in this business, right? So make sure you do that. Connect a minimum 3 people as quickly as possible to start earning. Those are the social media platforms. Those are wonderful platforms so that you can connect to us wherever you are in the country, wherever you're streaming from, wherever you're building a channel. You can connect to us daily through these social media platforms. The app's available on Android and Apple devices, and our merchandise store is available online so that you can order online, pay online, and we'll deliver anywhere in the country. Get merchandise from day one. It's a horrible word, merchandise. Invest in your business, right? Get yourself business cards. Get a notebook. Get a pen so that when you sit down in front of someone, they can see that you're invested in the business, you believe in the business, and you represent it the way DuePoint wants to be seen in the eyes of South Africa. And with that, I thank you for your time this evening. There will be interviews loaded up online of our wealth engineers that we spoke to this evening. So go watch those interviews. They're extensive, a lot of knowledge in them. And my wish for every audience that I have the pleasure of addressing is that you're able to find prosperity for yourselves very quickly. You don't have to wait for 2020, for the raise, for the economy to change, for circumstances to change. Do not wait. Our business is about empowerment. It is about giving yourself the tool to empower yourself, because that's where dignity lies. Right? We heard Philip. This life can rob you of that dignity, as it is to so many people. And this is the opportunity to prove to yourself that you can build this thing. It doesn't matter what your experience is, where you come from, how you were born, where you were born, what education you have. You can show and prove to yourself that you have everything at your disposal. You can take what you want out of this business. And that is what we are offering here at DuePoint. So I wish you that prosperity this year, not in 2020, this year. Good luck. Thank you.